Hey people, welcome to Bigger Jazz Dances, Not Cricket. I want to talk about a project I created called Rebirth for the Call. I want to give you a little insight into myself. Long time ago, I used to be ashamed of my dark skin because the society made me ashamed. Who made me ashamed was people at my school. They call me all types of names. So I didn't like my dark skin. Okay, I didn't like my eyes, I didn't like my ears, I didn't like my toes, I didn't like my flat feet because of what society did. It was really bad for me at one point. Till 8 years old. Basically, I was in an environment in the UK, it was in Great Britain, where it was all different type of cultures, but black people were the few people that I saw. Then I saw a few black people and I went to my primary school. So for 6 years, I went to primary school, got bullied for 2 years. What happened due to me being bullied, my parents sent me to the Caribbean to toughen up, to get an insight. There, I lived in an all-black community. Some people don't know what it's like to live in an all-black community. Teachers. I didn't see no white people where my mum lived in Pomrose, Grenada. I've seen people in leadership positions as teachers lived in the community, etc., etc. I got encouragement. I got loved. I didn't feel out of place. I felt relaxed. I felt free because you're out. I didn't feel under restriction because I had fear of white people. That's how you can grow up in a society where you are brought up to believe that your culture is inferior, because that's how we were taught. And you see it through images, you hear it through books, it's there, it's evident, you know it. But when you face the onslaught from white teachers who are priests, nuns, headmaster, they're big, you're small, white kids, suburban kids seeing you as nothing, treating you as nothing, and the parents treating you as nothing, especially when you've got a low IQ. I've had low self-esteem about myself in general to do with education, and then low self-esteem came about how I looked. So the biggest thing that we have now is colorism. So remember, $1 trillion are being made because people are made out in Asia to be better than other people because they've got light skin. In Britain, the whole creative industry is based on colour. Let's get this clear, okay? So one of the key things that happened to me was I was ashamed of my colour. Then I became a model. That's right. And it's amazing basically how that changed was through going to black summer schools from the age of 8 years old till 16 and older, 18. I started to take, when you go black summer schools, it's like you live in another world. They're called re-education schools. They're called building your confidence to be who you are, to accept who you are. And I learned about my parents were black and beautiful, came from the black and beautiful era. My dad's from 35, mum's 40. They were very proud of their colours of their skin. We in Britain were made to feel ashamed of our skin. And a dark-skinned mother, dark-skinned father, so they weren't ashamed of their skin colour because they came up in black communities. What they forgot was that we came up in all white communities where we were bombarded by images everywhere that black is inferior, black is the devil, in everything. Cut a long story short, I became a model and it took me great lengths to do that, and it was amazing. In my black community, everybody's cool. Outside the black community, people saw me modeling as egotistical. They didn't see as something healing myself from having a negative image of my black skin. For me to model, you don't know how hard it was to do that as a dark-skinned person. It was healing. For me to be a person into jazz and have my own identity, that was courageous. To stand out the crowd, it's not easy. But people outside my culture again tried to belittle me and say it's pretentious. You're not, wearing these clothes. You think you're better than us and all. Again, for me to do that as a person who had no identity in dress, my mum dressed me. They told me what to dress in. Later on, I came into this world of jazz and created my own identity. These are my clothes. This is what I want to wear. How I want to wear it. Boom. Same with my hair. People don't know how courageous, how confident you have to be to do what I'm doing. You have to be confident to wear this cage. But I do actually play cricket. I'm just using the example. What happened, I'm saying to people, it just ain't cricket. Some of the things that have happened to me in my life just been unfair. That's right, just ain't cricket. Yeah, as an individual. And what happens is it takes great courage to play cricket. Because people don't understand the game of cricket. So you hear a lot of people talk about cricket now. Cricket used to be big. And now we've got people, because they're into football and basketball, they talk about cricket as this non-entity thing. But when this sport came, it was something that was important. And what you learn through cricket is what you should be looking at. Don't come with your prejudices. Cricket taught me to concentrate. Cricket taught me sportsmanship. Cricket taught me to be a gentleman. Cricket taught me to collaborate with people, work on half of a team, taught me offensive skills, defensive skills. Cricket is a game when you've got the ball coming at 100 miles per hour and you have to be able to duck out. This is a hard game. Right. So what happened, don't bring your prejudices to it. Do you understand? As an individual, it's a game that brought baseball. The British invented baseball from the game of cricket. So you needed innovation of cricket before you could innovate baseball. Because the British invented baseball just like the British invented the jukebox. And you've not acknowledged it. But you've got prejudices. So in America, I meet a lot of Americans. You British and you cricket. Well, no cricket, no baseball. Like, no black people and their fashion, and there'll be no fashion in the world. No jazz, which we created. No jazz fashion without us. No Manchester, no jazz. You work that out for yourself because they're connected. No jazz, dance. Remember, jig from the north of England, the reel, hornpipe, the jig, clog dancing, where they're from? From the north of England. Can you have jazz dance without it and tap? No. Well, that's what I'm making these associations. I make links to enable people to explore their prejudices. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, cricket. I don't know what that game is. Well, it was a family game. Millions of people played it. Women and male played it. It was a major pastime that helped people's health and well-being. That's right. Before you discount it because of your prejudices, and that's what it is. But getting back to what I talked about, my dark skin played a very, very important place for me. The day I accepted my dark skin, then I knew I was on the way to being a bigger, better, bolder person. I had a lot of discrimination because of my dark skin. Even today, as an individual, when I went to university, 05 to 09, my dark skin frightened people, and my look of being from the inner city area. Plus, I look Jamaican, but I'm not. I'm half Jamaican, half Grenadian. So in my university, people had these associations from the inner city area. I must know about guns. I must know about drugs. All the negatives that you could think about in university. When I meet people, that's what they thought. My work when I went to university, I broke the stereotypes for a project I created called Rebirth for the Call. And it first started because the number of discriminations I was facing. Special education needs. When people find out you got special education needs at university, when people found I was dyslexic, overnight decided to treat me different. In a worse way. Overnight, when they found out I was a dancer, learning dance skills, people thought they could treat me in a disrespectful way because dancers have a low status. West Indians have a low status in universities, especially Jamaicans. Oh, Jamaicans don't know about academic studies. So you hear within Asian society, Jamaicans don't take life seriously. Africans think Jamaicans don't take life seriously. It's an amazing story what takes place. If you know what Jamaicans do and know their legacy of achievement, that's what they're talking about now. If you know the legacy of achievements of Jamaicans, the legacy of achievements of West Indians, you won't be saying what you're doing. But you're the least, and we're the least to even know it. So we've even been involved in our own negative thinking of ourselves. So it's like dark skin. The dark skinned person hasn't been taught how to value their dark skin. I'm dark skinned because the place I was born. And when I was teaching, it was amazing. 2 weeks before, a young person, 2 weeks before, I was giving a lecture. I went to a lecture on melanin and dark skin. And I was teaching a school of white kids. An amazing question. Children ask innocent questions, but I'm glad I can answer it. The child said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I was born in the UK." They said then the child said to me innocently, "I was born in the UK. How come you've got dark skin and I've got light skin?" What an amazing question. I said, wow, 2 weeks ago, if I didn't go to a course 2 weeks ago, I couldn't answer this question. The reason is where I originally was born. My parents were West Indian immigrants that came here. The original place I was born, there was a lot of sun. And what happened was my body acclimatized itself to the sun and created melanin to protect me from the sun. My nostrils are for the heat. My hair to convect. So I could told him scientifically why I had the hair I had, why I had the nose I had, why I had the dark skin I had, why I had my development of my body, because remember, black bodies are different from white bodies, is by the terrain from which I come from. A brilliant question. Give that person a round of applause. And it's amazing because 2 weeks before I went to a scientific program talking about the black body. So I have pride in it. So I realize people don't have pride in themselves and they know nothing about themselves. Do you understand? These are my pictures at the back, and it's amazing how people respond to seeing. This is my mood board. But I've had people from wider cultures at university, when they came into my room, I was doing a business plan and I was doing my story, my life story. I said, oh, you're so egotistical. When they came into my house, I thought, pardon? You got all these pictures on the wall of you, this and that. Yeah, because I'm doing my life story. Oh, you're so... And then, from that, people took that story and then stereotyped me outside in university. Oh, I went to his house, you know. He's got loads of pictures of himself. He's so egotistical. He was a model and this and that. He's a dancer. You know what they're like. And I broke them stereotypes when I did my lecture. I said, what happens? People come to my house. Guys talked about it. I'm a dancer. I'm doing an evaluation on my self-leadership, management and development. It came from dance. I was a model. But that person didn't know what happened to me. I was a person. Many people go into the performing arts to break stereotypes about themselves, to break shyness, to break social anxieties. That's what I had. I felt self-conscious in front of people. I knew if I could model down a catwalk, up and down confidently, I'll be able to walk anywhere and do that. And so people shut up because they realized, because I had documentation around many performing artists were shy, had social anxieties. Many people have what is called stage fright. They go to people like me to help them. And that's what I was talking about. So I was talking about today, for example, 90% of people hate presentations because they have to expose. People don't know when they're up there. They're self-conscious about their body. Some people are self-conscious about their skin color. That person just kept their mouth shut. I mean, it was just amazing talk. And this is why I do what I'm doing. But what you have to do is get yourself out of the way to understand. It takes courage, confidence and skills to perform, to be a model. Do not. It's too easy to individual to discriminate against them because can you do it? No. Right. Therefore, respect what they do. Don't look down on them. Blue K Jazz Dance out. Take it easy.